It's Alice.
Because you're making all that noise over there. Just be quiet and it won't bother you. I'm just kidding. Say hi to everyone, Antonio. Good afternoon. My name is Brooke Dickhart. I am the Executive Director of the Joel Fund. I appreciate everyone joining us today for our topic on veteran employment. As always, I like to preface this with, even if you're not one of our panelists, please feel free to add into this conversation because this is a very big topic specific for our veterans. So at any time, raise your hand, yell out, whatever you would like. We would love for your input and expertise. So just to reiterate, the mission of the Greater Triangle VMFA is to strengthen the local veteran and military community. Our objectives are to identify gaps, opportunities, and barriers in service to improve service for veterans and military families. We work to coordinate information on services for veterans and military families. And we educate veterans, military families, and community advocates on community-based efforts and suicide prevention. So I will start us off. I was just saying we're going to have a little fun with a little survey. So are you an Apple or an Android? You know, what kind of laptop, you know, make it a little fun. So we're having a conversation about it here in the office. I'm an Apple person. I have a MacBook and an Apple phone. So Isabella, you're up.
I prefer Android.
Oh. And who are you?
Oh. That's all you need to know. My name is Isabella Brzezinski. I'm the Operation Art Program Manager here at the Joel Fund, and I'm the daughter of an Army veteran.
Thank you.
I'm Carla Jackson. I'm with Wake County Veteran Services. I'm a Veteran Services Supervisor, and I am personal phone Android. Unfortunately, sadly, an Apple work user.
Paul Berry, Marine Corps Veterans Bridge Home, and I'm Android. If I had to use Apple, I don't even know what would happen.
I'm Victoria Knott with the National Guard Employment Center. Same as Carla, personal Android or Apple.
Oh. Hey, I'm David Williams. I'm with High Heroes USA, and I am an Apple user. Apple user.
Awesome.
I'm Antonio Burt, Market Community Coordinator, Veterans Bridge Home, Marine Vet, enjoy it all day.
I'm John C. Lee, Allstate agent, and I am a Apple user, but prefer Android. So eventually I'll be switching back.
Oh, nice. Okay, we're gonna move online. Kenneth?
I am Kenneth LaRue, Employment Source Warrior Bridge, Peer Support Specialist, and I am Apple all day, every day.
Dwayne?
Hello, everyone. My name is Dwayne Beason. I'm the janitor and manager of the Employment Source Warrior Bridge program, and I am an Android Z phone user.
Nice. Matthew?
Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Dumas, a 24-year Army veteran. I am also an intern here at Warrior Bridge, working under Mr. Beason, and I'm an iPhone user.
Awesome. Landry?
Hey everyone, my name is Landry Young. I am the marketing outreach manager here at the Joel Fund. My husband is currently actively serving in the Army, and I am an Apple phone user, but HP computer user.
Nice. Heather?
Everyone, my name is Heather Port. I'm outreach and marketing specialist for the U.S. Small Business Administration. I am an Android user on the day-to-day, but work unfortunately gave me Apple as well. I also, just for the record, am a veteran's daughter, and then my husband just retired from active duty in August.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Yahaira?
Hi everyone, I'm Yahaira Battiata with DirectEmployers Association. I'm also a military spouse. My husband served in the Army. So for some of you who serve with your family, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yesenia?
Hey everyone, Higher Heroes USA. Hi David, how are you? Android all the way, specifically the Pixel, Google Pixel. Also, for most of you, because I've been attending, Marine Corps veteran, but my whole family, for the most part, is military, son, daughter, brother-in-law. We're a big military family.
Awesome. Great to see you. Danny?
Hey guys, my name's Danny, U.S. Army veteran. I'm also an intern here at the Joel Fund for a social work program. And I'm Apple, actually not, I used to use Apple, but I use Androids and HP, stuff like
Nice. Okay, Allie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Allie Anderson. I'm the community care manager here at the Joel Fund. I'm the daughter of 2 Air Force veterans. My sister's active duty, and so is my husband. I am a all the way Mac user, Apple user, have been since I was little. My parents like to joke that they were Mac people before Mac was cool. So, keeping tradition.
Nice. Awesome. Brenda?
Looks like my computer system's going wacky again. I'm Brenda Brubaker. I'm representing the North Carolina State Council of Vietnam Veterans of America. I'm the daughter of a Navy veteran, and my father-in-law was in the Marine Corps. My husband was a Navy corpsman, and I was a Navy nurse. And my preference is everything. So I've got my Apple Watch, my Apple phone, my HP laptop, and I do have a 1999 Apple computer.
Still works. Wow. Still works.
And are you using it right now?
No. I don't think it has an internet connection.
Yeah, oh, that too. Thank you. Okay, I didn't miss anyone, right? I just want to make sure. Awesome. Before we jump into our panel discussion, I'm going to put Paul Berry on the spot. Will you talk through the NC Serves requests since the last time we met?
Sure, I love to be put on the spot. No, appreciate it, Brooke, and everyone. And so far, year to date, NC Serves in the Triangle has served just under 700 veterans, probably about 700 now, with over 1,700 services. So about 2.5 services per. And then we're going to get into employment, and employment's about 16 or 17% of the total request up here. So we'll get into it, but just appreciate everyone's teamwork with like Hire Heroes and Joel Fund and many other partners out there. And I see my friends I haven't seen for a long time down in Fayetteville there giving me a hard time about not saving some food, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that gentleman in person in many years. So Brooke, it's just good to be here and see someone that I consider a friend in this work that I haven't seen in person in years. So that's just great. Thanks, Brooke.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, do you go through it all? Sorry.
Yeah. I only hit the wave tops. I know you get a lot going on.
Well, we're running our wood carving class next door, and someone cut themselves, so
They're
we had to
okay.
get they're okay.
It was a little one.
But we had to get the first aid kit, so sorry about that. So what I would like to do first is I'm gonna call on our panelists, and if you will, please explain your role within your organization and then how your organization serves veterans, if you don't mind. Dwayne, I'm gonna pick on you to go first.
No problem. Let me make sure well, again, I'm Dwayne Beason, and our program, the Warrior Bridge program, is a program that specifically focuses on veterans with disabilities. The disabilities do not have to be service connected, but they do have to be documented, meaning that a medical professional has said these individuals have disabilities. And unfortunately, that's all of our grants, because our program is a nonprofit program. So we must report up to our our funders, how many people that we serve. And we served last year a little over 600 individuals, and with a focus on about 100 of them being our intensive caseload. This year, with the added addition of more team members, we'll probably serve anywhere between 700 to 800 individuals, and that is finding them resources within the community, helping them to overcome barriers so they can be, successful members in the community. Our focus is always to help them become self-sufficient, and through self-sufficiency, gaining some type of employment. Last year, we were able to assist, I want to say, over 70 veterans in finding meaningful employment. And this year, our goal is to shoot for 80 plus. So that's what we do in our community. We're spreading out. We're doing a lot of virtual intakes now in some of the other counties, and weather permits. We're trying to get out to those individuals so we can make that connection, that face-to-face connection, so we can ensure that they're overcoming whatever barriers they have to them becoming successful members in the community.
Thank you. Yahaira, would you like to go next?
Absolutely, thank you. And I forgot to mention that I love Android because that makes my life easier. But my personal computer is an Apple, so I'm kind of in between of both. So
there you go. Yes, yes.
So hi everyone. I'm Yahaira Battiata. I'm with DirectEmployers Association. I'm a community outreach administrator, and I'm part of the strategic partnership team. So DirectEmployers Association is a nonprofit. We work nationwide. We also cover Puerto Rico, Guam. We have our physical office in Indianapolis, but the whole team were remote, and we cover all of the US. We have members, but we also have partners. So that's my umbrella. I connect with community-based organizations who help veterans, who help people with any kind of disability, LGBTQ, Native American, minority, any kind of diverse population who is looking for a job. We share different resources that they can, connect with our employers who are the members of my associations, and we connect with them. We also provide DEI training, development opportunity, and we share some resources in the chat about some upcoming webinars. We also host an annual conference. I will also add that in the chat in case you're looking for any conference to connect next year. We also provide OSCP compliance and regulation to our members. And we provide also like webinar and training opportunity, not just about DEI, but also about OSCP compliance. So what we do, we help our members to be in compliance by also connecting with organizations like yours who help veterans or any kind of underrepresented community or any kind of diverse population who is looking for a job.
Thank you. Heather?
Everybody, so like I said, I'm the outreach and marketing specialist for the U.S. Small Business Administration here in the North Carolina district. Technically, my region covers everywhere from Robinson County to Brunswick County and up the coast of Virginia. But right now we've got vacancies in Raleigh and Asheville, so I'm covering statewide. So anything statewide that you need, just reach out to me. Hopefully we'll have some other people on staff soon. Aside from that, I like to give a little bit of my background only because it fits this audience so well. So I'm a former TAP counselor, was TAP counselor up at Fort Wainwright, Alaska for quite a while, and then shifted from there when I moved back here. I was formerly with the North Carolina Military Business Center. So my background on that side was federal contracting. So now that I'm with SBA, I actually manage part of the 8A portfolio here. So I help the small businesses and entrepreneurs when it comes to federal contracting and then getting that 8A designation and keeping it. Aside from that, the SBA as a whole, we sponsor a lot of our resource partners. So again, partial to me was TAP, so the Boots to Business program with the TAP, one of those alternative courses that you can take with that, as well as the Service Disabled Veteran Entrepreneurship Program, the Women Veteran Entrepreneurship Training Program, and then the Veterans Entrepreneurship Training and Resource Network. And then I also maintain the compliance for the VBOC in Fayetteville, or the Veterans Business Outreach Center. So while we have let go a little bit of those certifications, since the VA does the small business certifications now for VA and SDVOSB, I still have that realm when I liaison and do some of the compliance with the others.
Awesome, thank you. And as we're talking, if you have information you want to drop in the chat, feel free to do that. Landry will send a follow-up email with all the information included. David, you're up.
All right, well, I'm David Williams with the High Heroes USA. We're a nonprofit organization that focuses on coaching transition service members that's coming out the military, and that's whether they're coming out now or, you know, if they've been out 20 years ago. We have many different programs. We have a federal program, which is Yesenia is on, that's on the call. We have a women's veteran program, a junior enlisted program. I myself, I just started a new program, which is the HVRP program, the homeless veteran program, that's here in Wake County, Durham, and Orange County. Providing services to the homeless population, ensuring that they can, you know, get all the skills and everything they need to find jobs. That's what we focus on, the mentoring part of it, coaching them up on the resume, anything in the process of them actually getting a job. It's kind of like what we do, all the background stuff. So I'm looking forward to collaborating and getting to know everybody, so we all can, you know, have a successful program.
Awesome, thank you. And just since you just mentioned this, so you are mainly working with the homeless veterans, how are you meeting with them and how are they getting to you if they aren't housed?
So if they're unhoused, how we're meeting right now, since it just started, I only met one veteran so far that was actually unhoused. But also through connections with Paul, he's helping me out. We're part of the NC Works, so they give us referrals as well. And we're part of the United as well, so get referrals through that process.
Awesome. Well, we're very happy that you guys have this program in our area. So
Definitely.
thank you. And I put that out, the same question for you online. So, Dwayne, you know, how do veterans get referred into your program?
Well, we work a lot with the VA. We also work with a lot of the homeless organizations out there, and NC Works. Our name is kind of so well spread now that we also assist walk-ins, but the team here, how we meet with our veterans, wherever they are, we meet them where they are. You know, we will go to the residential treatment facility for some of our veterans that are in recovery at a residential treatment place, to meet with them there and help do the intake with them. We'll meet them over at the VA, and if they're homeless, we'll go over to the resource center and meet with them. And we also have the ability to go pick them up and bring them to our office. So our program has been in existence here in the Fayetteville area for a little over 12 years. I've been part of it for a little over 10 years. So we've kind of got our name out there in the community. So we get calls and referrals and walk-ins all the time. One of the things I also did not add in my introduction was Employment Sources also an employer, and they employ, they have over 11 contracts in the area. So they're all contracts for persons with documented disabilities. So we're able to, if they need immediately employment, we're able to, if they can get on Fort Liberty, get them immediately employed, and then we help them with overcoming barriers, helping them to find housing. We work very closely with the VA Homeless Department. Once they find a place, we have a what we call a home starter kit. We give them about $600 worth of household goods, and then we connect them with some of our other partners. The Military Missions in Action provides them with household goods. If they need some additional training, we do have some funds set aside that we can get them some immediate training to get them more, competitive in the for the job market. So that's what we do.
Awesome, thank you. Heather, how about with the SBA? Like, what would, how do veterans find these programs? Are they being referred to you from community partners? Is it something they're kind of finding on our own or on their own?
It's a combo, I'll say that. So Small Business Administration encompasses a lot more than just the veteran-owned businesses, obviously. However, we do specialize in that area and focus in that area a bit, but we have so many community resource partners and partner organizations that it allows almost an ecosystem, if you will, within the state. So while they're not, we've got the funded resource partners, which I kind of mentioned briefly before. And those also include not just the VBOC, but it includes women's business centers, which I do want to state for the record, not a lot of people know. You don't have to be a woman or a woman-owned business or a woman that's interested in a business. Anyone can walk into a women's business center and get served, especially since they're a SBA partner. With that funding comes some of those non-discriminatory actions, and that happens to be one of them. But because we work so closely with those organizations, we do referral back and forth all the time. So when somebody might not necessarily be ready to do the veteran-owned certification, or they might not quite be ready to do the SBA type funding, if they were to come to me, I would usually feed them back to either the Small Business Center or the SBTDC, the Small Business Technological and Development Centers, or any of those other that they might be in that process for. I do remind people all the time, and if you're ever pitching any of our resources available, sometimes it might feel like they're getting pushed off. Chances are they are, but it's with the good reason. Is if they're not ready for me, I don't want anybody to jumpstart into something that they're not quite yet ready for. So I will send them to the person that's appropriate where they're at in that path. And then the issue being is I got to make sure they come back. So once they get ready, they come back to me and we can go, okay, we'll work with you on this certification. We'll work with you on this loan program, that type of thing. So all of those resource partners work very well together when it comes to these programs specifically. And so, like I said, if anybody just reaches out, everybody thinks SBA and sometimes they expect more hands-on when it comes to it. What our job is to really coach them through the process so they can learn how to do it themselves. All of our resources are free. All of our trainings are free. I did set up a link in the chat for the veteran-owned business program specifically. And then we are set up to help with every step of the way, honestly, when it comes to launching, growing, maintaining, and then moving forward from that.
Awesome, thank you. For the veteran-owned businesses, is that something that is only for veterans, or can immediate family members, spouses benefit from that also?
For veteran-owned businesses, it would be just for the veteran-owned business. We do have some spouse resources that are also available under that link. It's divided into little subtopics. So it's got veterans and active duty, service disabled, women-owned veterans, and then it's got the spousal stuff as well. But to be labeled a veteran-owned business, at least 51% has to be that veteran-owned. Same thing with service disabled, it's going to be 51%. And that's with any of the certifications. Women-owned is the same way. But the more certifications you get, the more you're eligible for some of those sole source federal contracts. So, and just to give an example, I just received an email prior to jumping into this meeting where there is a firm that is looking for a sole source. They pitch to us sometimes before they can pitch to SAM.gov. So if we've got an 8A that qualifies, they will send us what the requirements are. We send the recommendations back, and then there's a letter process involved in that.
Okay, thank you. Yahaira, how are veterans finding you guys? How can we help refer veterans to you also?
Beautiful, thank you. So we partner with any kind of community organization who have employment program or placement or job readiness program. They need to have a job seeker, any kind of diversity, not just veteran, but also military exposed, any people with disability, reentry, LGBTQ community, Native American, etc. Any kind of underrepresented job seeker who is diverse, and like they can contact me. If any of you work with, with job seeker, my contact information is in the chat. feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to give you more information about different resources, a platform that we have available. And to be a partner, there is not any cost to be a partner. That's something that we get funding by our employer. So, there is not anything in order to be a partner.
Thank you. We have a question in the chat. So Brenda has asked if Heather could speak briefly on the SBA role in disaster recovery.
That's a huge topic right now, especially given the most recent and then the previous incidents and the ones upcoming. So SBA does disaster recovery and assistance. We do loans, they're low interest loans for business owners as well as homeowners and home renters. That's one that a lot of people don't know. So depending on the business organization, it can be up to 2 million. They're usually, I would say, I don't know the interest rate per se because it's been changing with admin changes, but it usually is about half that you would get from a traditional lender. The way those work is you have to be in a disaster declared area. So as of right now, our administrator is actually in Asheville today. That's why y'all have me joining you instead of Mike. He is there to meet the cabinet members as they hit the ground in Asheville today. So that's already been declared. Just for an example, the Tropical Cyclone 8 in Brunswick County was not labeled disaster, which we are working on because we keep getting requests for that. And so the way it works is there's multiple ways to declare disaster. If it's FEMA declared, it's an automatic SBA disaster area. On the other side, though, SBA can declare a disaster area ourselves, but it does require, it's a little longer of a process. People do get on the ground quickly with our disaster recovery office. In Asheville, we've already got about 16 on the ground. We've got 3 disaster recovery centers set up already, one in Asheville, one in Boone, and one in Charlotte. And with the possibility of more as those needs come available as people start to figure that out. But the main thing I do want to mention is with those, while there is the business side of it, it's also important to remember that homeowner and renter. So I'll actually set up the link with those numbers right now because those change and evolve, but I'll go ahead and put those numbers in for what they currently are in the chat as well.
Thank you. Great question, Brenda. Thank you very much. I always like to clarify for every one of our panelists to let us know exactly who you serve. I know some of you have touched on it, but I just like to ask again so we're all thinking on the same page. Do you serve veterans? Do you serve their family members? Do you serve the National Guard, reserves? Go ahead, David.
Excuse me. For us at Hire Heroes USA, we do service all veterans, whether it's National Guard or reservists, and we also serve spouses. Only ones we don't serve directly are the dependents.
Okay.
But if the dependent needs some help, we'll be able to figure something out. But that's what you did.
What'd you say, Victoria?
I said we serve dependents.
Okay, see, look at that.
So that's what we mainly focus on. And just to touch on a couple things that Dwayne said, we do provide some of those services as well as far as any for money, especially with the HVRP program. They need additional funds to take care of things, provide them training, et cetera, et cetera. So, but we refer people out if they need additional assistance.
Awesome. For the HVRP program, HVRP, is the length of time usually, is it I mean, how long are you working with your clients usually?
Well, since it's just starting off the board, I can't give you an accurate number, but we have another program that's in Colorado, and the HVRP program, they've been averaging about 60 days from somebody, like getting into the program to actually finding work. So that's about the average time.
Great, thank you. Heather, how about you? I mean, I know it's the SBA, they'll help everyone.
Right, yeah, it's a broad help with us. But again, there's specific programs that'll help different factions of the population. So we've got those veteran owned, which I've shared within there, the spousal that are actually within there, and then the women owned. And then the 8A is a big one that anybody can jump on as long as you're in one of those 8A approved zones and you're in an underserved or economically undeveloped area.
Yahaira?
Yes, we do serve like veterans, military spouse, we don't have any limited, cause any kind of diverse job seeker, even if they have any background, also like people with disability, LGBTQ, Native American, so any kind of diverse job seeker we serve. We don't have any limitation.
Perfect. Dwayne?
Yes, unfortunately, again, we serve the individuals or veterans with documented disabilities. We also serve their immediate family members, but their family members must also have documented disabilities to be part of our program. So
That's fine, thank you. I just like to clarify, because, you know, for panelists, sometimes so I like to just make sure that we all understand this, we're working with veterans and making referrals and that sort of thing. Before I head into some of our last questions, I just wanted to open up to see if anyone had any questions. I'll share this story. So we, Allie, who's on the call, is our community care manager, and she received a referral from our website probably about a week ago for a veteran out west who's looking for employment. And so, I mean, what do we do with a referral like that, considering like he's not even living in his house because his house was flooded, he's staying with a friend. So as people are looking for jobs, or if their employment, I mean, I don't know what the question is fully, but you know, what is the advice on how to handle some of this that's going on out west, specific to employment?
We have employment counselors across the state. We would, in a situation like that, I guess a lot of it depends, is the person trying to find, like he wants to, I know some people are like relocating for 4 or 5 months and then can be transferred to an employment counselor back in their area when they're ready to go back. So I think a lot of it depends on what the person's, you know, what their needs
Yeah,
are.
we saw with Florence, like, there's like immediate employment if they're displaced, bro. But if they're able, like, there's, unfortunately, because of a disaster, it's unfortunate. There's really good work with a lot of the federal agencies and state agencies. They need to surge. So if they're able-bodied and, you know, FEMA will, I mean, they're contractors and you gotta be careful. You probably need some advocates, but they're on the call, you know, so you don't get taken advantage. And then it's needs going back wherever it's been. So I think it's like short-term employment, short-term needs, and then long-term where you're going back. I know we worked with Florence folks through UNOs for 2 years. So that's a good point.
Sometimes they just need an advocate too.
Yes, they just need a sound, yes.
A lot of employers nickel in on saying you can work remote if it's possible, the work you do, because it's an emergency situation, but some people don't know that, or they're afraid to ask, or their employer says it can't be done until, you know, you help them work it out and show that it can be done. So sometimes I think it's just an advocate.
One of the things, if I can jump in on that, that we do is, as our services are a little bit different. All of my staff are, you know, state certified peer support specialists. Majority of my interns have a social work background or are working to become licensed clinical social workers or rehabilitation social workers. I am not a clinician, and I tell everyone that, even though sometimes they think I am. But our program is focused on wellness because we work a lot with individuals with disabilities, and they're in recovery at some point. Some of them are from substance abuse, mental health, or just physical health. So our focus is not just helping them find jobs, but also ensuring that they maintain themselves on a good wellness track. There was a question about how long individuals stay in our program. We're not the Wounded Warrior Project, even though some people may think we are, but we do have alumni, and we have quite a few of our veterans that have kind of graduated to the next stage and are doing very well, but still come back to us because they want to advance in their career or start their own business. So once in our program, they're always in our program, and we are there to assist them along their journey, be it their career or their wellness.
Thank you. Questions or comments on any of that?
I'll just say with Warrior Bridge, you know, my role used to be different in Al's down there now, but if you're ever in the Fayetteville area and can get by to Warrior Bridge facility, please do, but good luck meeting with Dwayne because he's more than likely in the car meeting a vet somewhere. Because that's what they do. So shout out to everybody, but it's that hands-on that I think
Right.
that really, really matters because they're working with veterans with disabilities.
Yeah.
So they have to get to them often to be successful. So just all these groups here, just wow, just good stuff.
For sure, yeah. So I always like, go ahead.
And I just say, I refer a lot of folks to the VBOC in Fayetteville, the Veterans Business Outreach Center. I learned a lot about it years ago and get a lot of folks that just are transitioning out of the military to a lot of retirees. And they're like, I don't want to work for anybody. I want to just like, well, this is a good starting point. You know, just don't figure it out on your own. Let's get you connected.
Is that VA run?
No, that's a Fayetteville, correct me if I'm wrong,
Right.
Fayetteville State, right?
Right, Fayetteville State or FTCC, Fayetteville Technical University has a small business
Yeah.
program also, and
Yeah, state and
with a
tech
veteran,
down.
yeah.
Yep,
They got
and
it.
then
Yes, you're great.
the North Carolina Military Business Center is housed at Fayetteville Tech as well.
Right.
But the VBOC is a funded SBA partner. Robin Livingston is their director. He's great. He's got a lot of experience previous to that as well. He was a former GCAP or a government contracting advisor and with the SBTDC previously.
Right.
So I've worked alongside Robin in various roles for several years now. But while I am the East Coast and this, I just, again, I'm partial to Fayetteville. I live out here in Sampson County. So I spend most of my time in Fayetteville. I'm closer to that area. So yeah, all of those resources, again, same thing I said with the ecosystem. If you reach out to any, you're reaching out to all.
Awesome. Okay.
And also
Landry.
I'm sorry, we
Yeah,
also
you go.
partner with, we also partner at the Red Employer with all of the state DIVA and LIVER. So
Okay.
if we have also a veteran, I forgot to mention that we help them to connect with the different workforce nationwide in the different states with the DIVA and the LIVER as well.
Fantastic, thank you. I was just gonna say, Landry, the VBOC would be a good analyst for the next time.
Yeah, all of us, yeah.
Awesome. So what gaps or struggles can you identify in the work that you do that we can help minimize together? So I think there's gonna be lots of gaps coming up with everything going on with these storms. But what can we all do to support the work we do to help our veteran and military communities?
Well, I guess I'll start off. For me, personally, since it's a new program, the HVRP program, it's just getting referrals in. Once we get our name out there, that we are a homeless veteran program that's here locally, to get more referrals coming in so we can help those veterans and their family members. That's the main thing as far as a gap or struggle, you would say. That's my main thing right now.
Awesome. Anyone online want to add to that?
I'll say for us, it's a lot of our veterans need that short skills training. And unfortunately, a lot of them, because the length of the skills training doesn't meet the requirements of their GI Bill. So finding those resources out there that can rapidly get them into those quick trainings. We just trained an individual with ServeSafe, which is a $70 course. But as soon as we got that individual certified, all kind of job opportunities opens up, because a lot of restaurant owners want to see those safe-served employees, and they post up their certifications to let everybody know, hey, we've got individuals that are working in our restaurants that are, ServeSafe qualified. So it's finding the funding that will allow these veterans to get in there, because unfortunately, a lot of them have the skills, but they don't transfer over to the civilian world. I have a lot of, combat medics that we still have to send back to get the CNA or get their, those short-term certifications to qualify them to work in the communities.
So are there organizations or ways out there for them to get the funding to cover those skills trainings?
We do provide skills, the the cost of doing some of those trainings. So if they want to do like a certification, most of it like online based. So if they want to do forget the name of it already, but they can go online, do the certifications. We can cover that for them.
Yeah, Onward Opportunity,
That's another program.
Syracuse, a lot of groups work with them because I know National Guard does and many others, because it's, and I know they help family members too, right? Spouses, dependents,
And they will fund some of these.
they will
trainings.
fund, yeah, dependent,
Okay.
like project management I'll throw out there. It's just like, why would you pay for it? Like if you're, but they have many other certifications, but they have an office in Fayetteville and Jacksonville.
Okay.
We also give them, they can get on Coursera, which is the online certifications or trainings. We can actually provide access for free for them as well, so.
Great. I never thought about that.
He's gonna have a lot of fun.
Anyone else have any questions, comments? No? Let me just. What I would love to do now is open it up to announcements. So this is anyone who's in the meeting, if you have an event or like I know like we're a drop-off location for donations. For hurricane relief donations, so anyone have something they want to throw out there, please do so.
Look, I have a question about donations for you. Would you take online donations, right?
Yeah.
In other words,
Yeah,
money
we are. Mhm.
that will go towards that, okay, because I know you're always open for donations,
Yes.
but okay, I just want.
As long as they put in the,
In the comment
That
box,
it's
okay,
specific
because I had
to
someone ask, and I
Yeah.
said, donate to the Joel Fund, just put hurricane relief and go ahead and donate.
yeah, I got one this morning,
Yeah, so anything, anything helps,
Yes.
okay.
Well, we'd like to, the National Guard Employment Center, as most of you know, we serve veterans, service members, dependents, spouses from every branch. But a lot of times people don't realize that, they think we only serve guardsmen, or they think we're trying to recruit them to join the guard. We hear that a lot. So effective, as soon as the material comes in, we are now changing our name to Work for Warriors. Work for Warriors will be, so it'll be our program, but there's 13 other states that are using that are all part of the DoD grant we're getting. So we now will be the same as those. So it'll be the same program. Nothing's going to change, except that we're hoping more people will realize that we serve all branches.
You're not changing your email address, are you?
No, because it's Army.mil. So
Okay.
that will not change. Our website will change, but they've got it now hooked. So if they go to the old registration, they're going to do that for a while. It'll get brought over to the Work for Warriors. And I think that's going to be a positive change.
Awesome.
For us.
Any announcements online? And I will, real quick, I know I asked a question, then I'm speaking over top of my question, but Matthew, we will send out an email with everyone's contact information for today.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Yes.
Well, since this topic is employment, this work segues in really nicely. But the Joel Fund Operation Art Program is growing exponentially. And so we are hiring a part-time assistant who will work with me to keep this program where it's at and keep going beyond. So we're just have finalized the posting for that. And it'll be we'll be distributing out shortly, so very exciting. And please contact me if you have any questions about it. So
Brooke, I gotta give a plug for your program. When they did the Women's Rule Vet Summit on Saturday, they did that little art program and project. And they put together, I'll call it a quilt.
yeah, essentially.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but that was pretty neat. You know, when you walked over there and looked at it, and what it was, to me, it was the old school many hands make light work, and yeah, it's a good, powerful message, and everybody had fun.
Yeah, it was really great. And fun fact, it is over in the studio if you want to go take a look. But there's a class that ends at 2 p.m.
They kind of frame it.
Yeah, so for those who aren't aware, we were at the MilVet Summit for women veterans this past Saturday and did a community project where every individual decorated a square that we were calling diamonds. So they decorated many diamonds and then we put them on this tapestry to kind of make a paper quilt essentially. And so we called it Shine Like a Diamond, inspired by where we found this wonderful resource online. So it's just other ways Operation Art is moving into the community. So, but
Nice.
yeah, thank you.
Yesenia, I see your hand is raised.
Thank you, Brooke. Well, since this is employment, I just wanted to give a big shout out to and let you all know that Hire Heroes USA is going into their 20th anniversary of inception next year, and we have surpassed 100,000 confirmed hires that we have helped. 100,000. So just wanted to give you how it is a collaborative effort of all different programs, all different organizations coming together to make that happen. So could you just imagine the impact that I've had. So anyways, just wanted to throw that out there. Also, I put in the chat the webinar coming up with Boeing Spotlight Employer. If anybody's looking, veterans looking for that. And then also the Shine Up Like a Diamond. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, so I kept mine, and just a fun fact, because we have a lot of Marines on this call here. So I did a little post of like, see, Marines don't just eat crayons, they actually color with them. So anyways, just throwing it out there. It was actually quite fun, so thank you.
Thank you so much for participating. That's awesome. Yeah, one, her comment about the collaboration side of things, there's so many different organizations that focus on such specific things, but just here in this room, how many different employment, but everyone does something different. And that's why these meetings are so important, so we can all understand what everyone's niche is, if you will, and then we can better serve the veterans, because we know where to send them, and not send them to the wrong place or have them chasing their tails or anything like that, because we just don't want it to be a frustrating process on any level. So any other additional comments or events or anything like that?
I added the SBA events into the chat just to make it easy, because we do include resource partners, so there's a slew of them. But while I've got everybody here, I'm going to take off my SBA hat. So there's my disclaimer that I'm not acting as a representative SBA in this next statement. I also am on the board of directors for the Association of the U.S. Army Fort Liberty chapter. So with any of these events that anybody has coming up, if they want the AUSA to be active or to be present at those, just reach out. I'm their VP of Community Partnerships and Engagement. So I'd be more than happy to link and associate that. And so with that, I'll put my SBA hat back on. I just can't.
Awesome. That's perfect. Thank you. Anything else?
I got a couple things.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's fine.
The week of the 21st of October, always the third week, VA created something a few years ago called the Buddy Check Week. Some of you get newsletters, you get stuff from me, I blow your email up, stuff like that, but it's always important. But I think with what's going on and what's about to transpire with so many veterans and veteran connected families in Florida, including even some of my family, is just to take a look at that information out there too. And we all joke and love like our friend like Andy Ladner, who's been out west, but check on him, and others too, and just say, hey, how are you doing? And then State Fair is coming up soon, and they have the Military Veterans Appreciation Day on the 23rd. And they have some vendors out there and some things like that. I'm trying to fish around to see if they would let some folks, I'm not getting a lot of answers, just trying to have a presence there, but we'll see. And then I know on the 24th, there's a tour of the South Bloomington Street shelter.
There is.
If you've never been to the men's shelter, South Bloomington Street, I highly recommend it. I'll get a plug for the Joel Fund and VDH Women's Coffee. That'll be the 25th. And I'll let you bring, but I'm going to come to your family game night and your groundbreaking. But one announcement I have is Chatham County, which is Pittsboro, which is still considered the triangle, about as far as you can get considered the triangle. They had a gap in the VSO there, and the VSO that was there he retired from the Army and had to retire again due to a service connected issue. But they just backfilled that position recently, and we met that VSO, Stephanie, and hopefully I told her a lot about this. She's got the fire hose and she's kind of far away, but she also knows she's out on an island, so I said, get settled in for a month or two. And then maybe at least get online and connect.
What county did you say?
Chatham.
Okay.
And she's in Pittsburgh, yeah. She's an Army veteran, Army spouse, got a lot to offer, but I think she had a lot of questions about, this is the kind of stuff she was asking about, was who's getting together in the community, and I said, well, I know a few people.
Awesome.
So, thank you.
All right, thank you. I would love to let you know, and please check the chat before you go. We are going to have a Direct Employer Association on October the 30th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. via Zoom. That will be a webinar about DEI in the workforce. And also please check in the chat the information about our annual conference, DEAN 2025. That will be in Arizona. Please save the day. That will be May. And the information is in the chat. So please, I would love to see you there. So save the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, and we'll put all of that information in our email too. That will be there. Yeah, Paul kind of mentioned, so I was just asking Landry, are we still taking registrations for family game night?
My kids showing up.
Yes.
They were just showing up.
We have 52 registrations. So I hope that it's gonna be beautiful. It's food. It'll be Chick-fil-A. We have the Kona Ice. We have a drum circle. We're gonna have pumpkin decorating,
Video
board
game
games,
truck.
video game truck. Oh yeah, the video game truck. So face painter.
Oh, granddaughter,
Yes.
gotta get my
If you
granddaughter
need
up there,
any
face paint.
volunteers for that.
Yes. Well,
I'd be glad to.
do we need more?
We have 5. I think we need maybe another for like the closing shift from 5 to 7:30.
Yes. Okay, Victoria, I'll give her your email. I'll give Victoria your email address.
I was embarrassed to sign up. It's just a game player by myself, so.
No. I know we were talking about it this morning.
I'm sure you're a big gamer, right?
Which is exciting. I think we had like 15 last year,
Yeah.
so it'll be awesome.
Wow.
Big jump. The weather's gonna cooperate, so come on out. But thank you, everyone. It's always so good to see you. Our next meeting is on November 12th, and our topic is veteran benefits. And that's a very broad one, so we will hone it in a little with our panelists. So thank you so much to our panelists for all of your information and for sharing what you do. We truly appreciate it. So have a great Tuesday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I just,